Okay.
All right. Well, welcome to the Ideal Payroll meeting today. We're going to discuss digital HR management and our solution for things such as paperless tracking, paperless new hires, all of it. And you're going to love it because it's going to streamline a lot of what you may be doing through Excel or through Microsoft Word or paper files, whatever it may be. So in a moment, I'll turn it over to Ty, and he's going to share his screen and actually show us the solution. And then as we go, you can put questions in the chat, and we'll open up for some Q&A at the end. So Ty is our implementation specialist, and he handles a lot of our second level support as well when it comes to some of the technology. So he's well versed in all of this. He's in his second year with us, so many years in payroll as well, and we're excited to bring this to all of you. So thanks for being here. With that, Ty, I will turn it over to you.
Hello, everybody. Some of you guys have talked to, so I recognize a couple of the names, but yeah, I'm very happy to kind of show you how this solution to hopefully make your guys' lives easier here. So I'm going to start off by sharing my screen, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Like Joe said, feel free to ask questions as in the chat, or if you want to turn your mic on and ask a question, feel free to as well. So initially here, you should see my test company here, which looks very similar to when you log in. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like to initiate an onboarding for an employee, go through the paperwork, what their process looks like, and then I will also show you bringing them into the system and then how some of that HR functionality can be automated and used going forward. Okay. So initially here you have, you log in like you normally would as a manager or an admin. You're going to go to employee admin tools, right? And then so your employee admin tools and then pending employees. Okay. So I've already sent out my test one, and I've already started and populated some of the information because I'm sure it would be very boring to watch me just click away. But all you would do is hit initiate onboarding. You select the company that you want the employee to work for. If it's multiple, if you have multiple companies, or if it's just one, you pick the work location where they're going to be officed out of. You select the template, you type in their name, and then just as simply as putting in their email, and then also too, if you want to go further and assign their division, let's say finance, their department, payroll, if they have, if you want to put their manager, so who they report to as well in the system, you can put that. If they have a supervisor, you can also put that. You can populate all of this information, and then all you do is hit save, and it will generate the email out. So I'm going to go ahead and switch screens here to show you what that looks like. So you would get a test, or excuse me, they would get an email to their email address stating onboarding has been initiated. Okay. They would click on that link. You guys can still see my email screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then once they have started it, it actually takes them to the onboarding setup. So we can customize this message. We can also put it so if you need to put handbooks or downloadable information for the employee to have right off of the bat, we can customize this with a custom message or any information that you want them to have right off the bat. But then it goes into onboarding. So it allows you to review, or for the employee to put information. So let's go ahead and review what I've already put in. Makes it a very succinct information. If they are doing this on their phone, this is an adaptive, display. So depending on whatever device people are on, it's automatically going to scale to that device. So like if you have it on an iPad, it's automatically going to scale to make that easier. If they wanted to use a camera and include a photo of themselves, I see that very commonly with a lot of people that use these devices. They take pictures of themselves. So, but for the sake of this, I'm going to do it on a normal view. So, but it does scale automatically for their device. And then they put in their details, saves it. Contact details as far as like social security, all of that information, saves it. Their direct deposit, they can automatically populate that. So no more trying to have to figure out what people's chicken scratch says when they fill out those pieces of paper and give them to you. It's automatically going to be digitized. If they have multiple accounts, they can put in multiple accounts. It's not linked. It's not limited to just one. It automatically, as they move through, it gives them a checklist, right? So that they can keep track of what they need to do. Forms, I've already completed them, but if they need to go in and fill out their W-4 for their different places, it will actually walk them through the wizard. I want to complete this in English. I can start it. I am a non-resident alien. I am unfortunately not exempt from taxes. That would be pretty awesome if I was, but married, you can put on there. If they have multiple jobs, it will walk them through that depending on what they have. If you need to claim any dependents, it will walk them through. So it makes it very easy. If they have 3 kids under 17, and then let's say a wife that stays at home, you can put that in there. It will automatically calculate that. If they wanted to do any additional withholdings, they can put those on there as well. And then under there, you just verify with your social security number. It submits it. And then it also shows you a digital version of that information, right? So it automatically populates it with the actual forms, and then it also stores it for you as well. Do you work in Nebraska? I am not exempt. So then you start that. Again, same information. Depending on what state. So in this customizer, so if you have somebody that lives in Texas or lives in Florida or lives in Louisiana or any state, it automatically is going to pop up based off of whatever state you need. And so if they need to walk through the different variances, as far as information goes, it will automatically walk you through and make sure that you're filling it out correctly so you don't have to worry about errors as far as what they're putting in there for that information. Again, you have all of that populated. It generates the form, makes that pretty nice and succinct. And again, shows their forms that are completed. I completed the I-9 already, and I'll show you what that looks like on the other end. For them, it's just duplicating the information that we've already put in there. You can also have people input their education. So if you wanted them to put that, if you certifications, if you want them to put in their license numbers, when they're effective, when they expire, you can also add that. And that can be customized per your business. So like if it's insurance, if it's a nursing license, if it's, hospital, any of those various different skills that you would like to track can all be added so that they can add those different types of skills and whatever is impertinent to that. So ID numbers, costs, all that other stuff. If you're going to reimburse them for any of that stuff, effective dates, any comments or anything like that. Again, this can be customized to your business. Additional skills, they can put those in there. my character that I'm using for this, Adam Bashir, if you're nerdy like I am, is he's a comic book character. He's actually Blue Marvel. So I listed his abilities in there. Um, Additional information. If you have additional information like health reports that you need added on for them to fill out, additional information that can be added on. Supporting documents. I put in there a fake birth certificate, a fake social security card. But if you also needed additional information in the form of, let's say, you wanted a copy of their college degree, or if you wanted a copy of their certificate, they can upload that. All they would do is click it. They can then choose the file, navigate to it on their device. If they need to snap a picture, if it's on a phone, they'll have the ability to take a picture and upload that as well. So now it's going to have me complete. So everything has been completed as far as the information. If I wanted to go back and change anything, I can review it, make sure that I have it in there correctly before I send it over. But I think it's good. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that information here. So while it thinks about it. Perfect. All right. So we are good to go there. All right. Can you guys see this screen again?
Yes, Ty, we're back on the pending employee screen.
Perfect. Okay. So now that we have completed the employee, it will refresh. And so now it will show up as this person has been assigned to me. So this is the manager, and there's multiple levels of customization. Again, that can be set up based off of your business, how you need it to be. So like, let's say you want the hiring manager to initiate it. You have an HR person that reviews the information and then inputs it. If you wanted to break it apart into those different levels of onboarding, you can just as easily do that. So now we are going to go in and hire this new employee so that they've completed that. Looks good. So what this does is it causes us to go through and just review the information and then fill out stuff that the employee couldn't. So they have their name, they have their address. Oh, they didn't put a birthday. So we go in there. All right, have him working at the Texas location, anything like that. Additional employment, so full-time. It has all of their additional, we'll say there. You can apply any of those jobs, divisions, operations, anything like that as well. Pay group. So this goes depending on what you are paying. So you do have to put this in, or whoever the representative filling this information is, you would have to put this in because luckily the employee can't put in what they're going to pay themselves because yeah, that would be hilarious, but probably not a great idea. So then you put in what they're going to pay somebody like you normally would when you quick hire somebody in. And then from here with the I-9 and the direct deposit form, or excuse me, from the I-9 with their social security card, you would then select, I did driver's license and unrestricted social security card. So you can have them enter that information. Let's say from Nebraska. There we go. And then put in a document number. When it expires. so on and so forth, if you need to put any additional information. And then going down here, you populate it with everything that you need. And then from there, it's going to allow you to sign it, acknowledge it, and then it prepares it and saves it in the official. And I'll show you what this form actually looks like as well. If you wanted to preview the form, you can, just to make sure that it populates it correctly. But it generates it like that. So you have now a digital version of the I-9, so you don't have to keep the extra paperwork on a file. You don't have to store it or anything like that. So next, looks at their tax information just to make sure that it's completed properly. You don't have to do anything, just make sure that they put something in there. Again, it allows you to review the direct deposit in case somebody puts not the right thing in there or an invalid bank account or something like that. Any deductions if you wanted to add Blue Cross Blue Shield, or if you have it so that people get benefits right away, you can make them eligible for those. You can add those right off the bat as well. Their certifications, their educations, their skills are all listed. So if you wanted to make sure that they had completed those as well. It goes through the data audit processing. We are going to complete the new hire because everything is done the way you wanted it to be. So now we will go to pending employees. He's now in the system, which should look familiar to other folks. And if you go to the human resources and the document side, all of that information that we've filled out and populated is now stored here. So you have the electronic consent, his payroll, so his federal W-4, his W-4N for Nebraska, a copy of his I-9. So at any point in time, if you need to access that, that information is right there. The confidential other stating like the onboarding statement, if you had anything that needed to be acknowledged, like handbooks, customized paperwork, anything of that nature. The EE uploads, so the employee uploads are actually separated. So like the social security card, the fake birth certificate that I used are uploaded as shown that they're the employee side. So if you as an employer wanted to verify that, that information when they physically bring it in, you can also make your own copies of those and then look at that depending on where you want. You can make a note, boom, and then it's saved on there as well. And at any point in time, you can go back and access that information. And it's right there. The full version of that just automatically pops up, and then you can print as you normally would from your normal system. And that is just the bringing employees on. And so one thing that is also cool is if we move down into the human resources in the training, development, and certifications tab, when they are getting close to expiring, it sends out a custom reminder to go ahead and let them know, hey, you need to renew these, so that you don't have to track that information for the employee on a manual level. It will automatically go through and renew them as long as you keep updating them. And then every time they renew it, you can go ahead and they can put that renewed amount in. They can also add and update that information from their employee side of things as well. So actually, let me show you how depending on what the employee set up or what you have your employees, but they can also do that. You can also set up employee messages if you need any special messages. If, like, let's say you wanted to send them out you know, you need to redo your health report. You can send out a new notice, and then they'll get an email saying, hey, you need to update your health report as well. So that's the general overall onboarding and what it can do. Um, what questions or specific things do anybody have as far as specific questions?
Yeah, Ty, there was a few in the chat, mostly about price. So I let everybody know you'll reach out to them. So I've taken
Yeah.
some names down, and even if you don't put your name in the chat, you can call our office and we'll get that information to you. A couple things Ty had shown in there is there's a lot of functionality that can be customized, which is really good as
Yes.
well. So there was some chat about that as to how it's set up. So the system is going to, like you saw, Ty, use the I-9 and the W-4. All the standard compliance things are already built in there. You as a user would just select, yes, I want my employees to fill this out, or no, I'm going to skip that, which you probably don't want to skip those things. But if you have other things, you can add as well, again, like the direct deposit, or you can collect demographic information, or you can add your own policies and handbooks, right? So it's fully customizable. There's also, so if you have a PDF version, or there is fillable PDFs available as well within the system. So if you want the employee to complete data, even something, we have some clients that track like shirt size or food allergies, things like that, that miscellaneous data that you might be having on a random spreadsheet somewhere. All of that is available. Or you can see the menus there, that Ty is on there on the left-hand part of the screen. You have company assets. So if you hand out cell phones or even passwords, right, you can track who has what. And then when they're termed, you run a quick report and it shows you everything they have, which is really cool. What else is on there? Yeah, employee contacts. So emergency contacts or beneficiaries, performance, things like disciplinary actions, right? So if somebody's been written up a few times, hopefully not, that doesn't happen to anybody out there, does it? If somebody shows up late or whatever, that you can track all of those instances in the system, corrective actions you're taking, things like that, awards, as Ty is showing. And so all of this is fully customizable. So if your award internally is the company XYZ Person of the Year award, it can be titled that within the system. So none of this is generic. It's fully customizable and really unlimited. So you can create as many awards or types of certifications. Again, we've had people use it for CPR. We've had others use it for forklift operating, right? And anything that might be coming up in the future. So trainings, I think it can track education, things like that. So really anything HR related, the system would be able to track. You can see there on the left, again, there's the menus, the skills, and education and training. The main thing to remember is even if there's not a menu, there's also a miscellaneous field. So you really can track anything within the system.
Yeah. And then
Anything
one thing
to add on that, Ty?
Yeah, I wanted to add that we can also do reviews if you wanted to have a couple of different types of reviews as far as like performance reviews. And you can track them and set them up so that they're in the system, and then it notifies the employee to do like your bi-weekly review or a semi-annual review. You can put multiple reviews in there and they have different formats. And so that's also customized on a per business basis. I did see Chris Perkins' question in regards to having two companies. You would have them fill that out once, and then we can show you how to copy it. You could copy the information to the other company so they didn't have to fill it out again. You may have to upload the employee, like their pictures of their social security card and stuff like that, but then it would copy the rest of the stuff over.
Perfect. So yeah, think of this as a digital HR file. Anything you're tracking on Word or Excel, Post-it notes, those manila folders we see out there that are filled with paper and stack on our desk forever, right? File cabinets, any of that. We've had clients that actually took their paper file cabinet, and as fun as this project is, they're glad they did it now, but they take everything in the paper file cabinet and you can scan it into the system and keep it under the employee documents tab. It's unlimited storage. So we're not going to ding you and say, well, you've got, a megabyte of data and then you get billed for it. That's not the case. So it's unlimited storage. You can put as much data as you can fit in there on a per employee basis. And then this also empowers your managers, right? If you have any managers within your company that need to maybe look at those, okay, has this person been late 3 times, and they can see those write-ups and things like that. Or the good side too, right? If you're up for the annual review, they can review all of the HR documents right there, and make out what they're going to talk about in that process of the person's anniversary or whatever it would be. So it's very functional, very customizable, and yeah, it can save a lot of, you'll find it saves a lot of paperwork and time, and all of that streamlined into one system. Everything's in one database, so it's the same, again, same database that you log into and that the employee logs into for payroll now to get their pay stubs. It's the same portal, so everything is housed in one section. So any other questions? Anybody else? You can put in the chat or open up any other questions anybody has, or anything you specifically want to see. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay, with that, we will send out the recording. So that was another question that came up. Ty, anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No, I just wanted to keep it short and sweet and give you guys kind of a very detailed overall, this is what it does. And from there, I'll talk to each of you guys individually that wants additional information as to far as what it looks like for you and what all of the customization options. We'll do a one-on-one chat. But yeah, I look forward to answering any additional questions on that for you guys.
Perfect. And on that customization, I'll make one more comment is, so let's say you have multiple job roles within your company. So you might have a driver and an admin person, right? So you can have multiple templates on that paperless onboarding where it's simply a click of a button. And when you choose driver, they may get, we need your driver's license uploaded or something like that, or your CDL or whatever it would be. Whereas the office admin, you're not going to collect that data. So it's a different experience, and that can be built out exactly like that to make it super easy for each job description as well. So yeah, when you see this in action and start using it, you'll find it saves a ton of time and is really a streamlined process for everyone. So okay, so we will send out the recording, so look for that. If you have further questions, you can reach out to our office. Thank you for being here. Next week, we're also doing a call. Look for your email on that. It won't be demo related like this. This is going to be on time management because we all get busy every day. We all get distracted every day, right? So this is going to be 3 steps to guilt-free time management, because oftentimes we get pulled in multiple directions. So that's another value call we're going to bring from the business side for our clients here at IDEAL. Thank you, everybody, each one of you, for being here and for joining us and for your continued business. We appreciate it, as you were here to support you. And anything we can do to help, just let us know. So thanks, everybody, and we'll chat soon.